Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be looking at this right here. And this is the Tigerism Octave. And when you get it, you're going to get this beautiful case here. Some cases are brown. This one says Tigerism and it is black. It feels like leather. I'm not sure if it is, but it feels really, really good. You get the units themselves. We'll put those off to the side for just a second. And of course, you get all these different tips here. Opening up this, you have a nice pouch here, and you have all of the space which could easily fit a DAP. You get this, which you can keep your, there's actually tips in here, 2 different tips. One of them is these, which are the default tips, which I'm going to put back in there. And so you can keep them shells separate so they don't get scratched up because they are gold electroplated. Put that back in there. You can easily fit a small DAP or definitely a dongle in there. And then we have the cable. This is a very nice looking cable. It's got this nice twisted design to it, 4.4 gold plated. Nice silver plated cable. I'll get into the specs on that when I read the specs off. Very, very nice. Little slider there. Here is the 2-pin connectors. Put that off to the side. Here is the unit itself. Now I noticed the nozzles are a little bit shorter. It did pop out of my ears with those red ones, so I had to go with a different tip from a different company. But that's all about the experience. You know, a lot of times you have to find the right size and the right type of tip. I found one that was just a little bit longer. Overall, very nice design. Like I said, this is gold and black electroplated. So comfort-wise, after I found the right tips that didn't pop out of my ears, comfort is very good. This thing is extremely lightweight. So let's get into some of the specs on this. I like the cable too. The cable is really, really nice. Okay, so I got the specs right here. So, stainless steel electroplated in black gold. The treble octave, as it's calling. Now, I call it the Tigerism Octave because that's the way it was presented to me. It's got a 10mm diameter driver with a pure aluminum diaphragm suspension line. 5.8U single strand pure silver wire. Enlarged magnetic ring diameter for enhanced sound clarity. It's got an N52 high magnetic neodymium iron boron magnet. 0.25mm thick magnetic steel for improved magnetic flux density. The sensitivity of this is 108 decibels. Impedance is 32 ohms. The weight is 6 grams or 0.21 ounce. And that's basically it. Inside you get the octave, the additional ear tips, the cable, and the beautiful case. So anyway, what do I think about these? Now, I think that these sound really, really good. I think that these have excellent bass. Now, the bass can go deep. And there is a very pronounced bass. It doesn't bleed that much into the mid-range. The lower mid-range, maybe a little bit, a tinge of warmth there. I think overall the mid-range is a little bit on the brighter side, especially the upper mid-range. I think it's extremely transparent and clear, but yeah, it does have a decent amount of, body to it. Overall, male and female vocals sound really good. I think female vocals a little bit more brighter. I think treble-sensitive people, it does get a little sparkly. It doesn't overdo it with anything, to be quite honest. It just has kind of like a nice kind of flow to the way it presents the sound. I think that the treble has fine details. I think the mid-range has details, and the bass has details. Bass has decent texture overall. I think nothing is overly emphasized, but there is good sparkle and air there in the treble. There is definitely some nice, powerful bass. And then you get in the mid-range and you can just hear them, and they're good, and they have some kind of forwardness to them, not overly so, not in your face, not shouty. I think at higher volumes, that lift with the mid-range and the treble can get a little spicy. There can be a little spiciness there. But overall, I don't think that it's a very harsh IM. It doesn't have a lot of like sharp details. The details are more toward the smooth side, but you can hear it as excellent separation and air. There's very good sound stage. It's wide. It's not artificially wide. It's just kind of naturally wide. And there's actually a very good placement, so you can hear different things where they're supposed to be and everything. So good. It's accurate soundstage, good bass, nice transparent mids, and decent extension in the highs overall. Make this kind of pleasant. It is not in your face. It isn't sharp and harsh, but it is source dependent. It can sound differently depending on what source you're going to give, and they're very easy to drive. So it isn't a power issue. It's just depends on what you're going to be listening to and what you're going to be listening to on. I would probably recommend the more warm source with this than a bright source, just to be on the safe side. Something like from iFi or something like that would work out really good with this, which is a lot of the things that I tested this on. We did the Tempotech V6, the Surf Fans, the Griffin and the Diablo and the Kensi Go Bar, and just a whole bunch of other things. The Allegro and the Questal M15, usually my go-to dongle, but there are some new dongles that I like a lot. So it tested very, very good. Some nice accessories. Con-wise, like I said, there is a lift in the upper mid-range and the lower treble. Nothing major. I've actually heard a lot worse that I've actually even liked, like the NM2. I think the Pro was a little spicy in that area, but it still sounded really good with almost every track that I used. I would have liked to see a little bit more tips than the tips that were offered, like a bag full of each one of those tips in different sizes. But other than that, the accessory is very, very good. I can't complain about it. I like everything about this, to be quite honest. It's very, very nice. I suppose this will depend on your tastes as well. Tigerism has a whole bunch of things, and this is only like $150. The way it looks with this big giant leather case and the gold right here and anodized, you would think this cost a lot more, but it is like $150. So honestly, I think it's one of the better options out there for that price. I think it's made exceptionally well. It's lightweight, it's comfortable. These nozzles, I don't know. Once you find the right tip, I don't think there'll be a problem at all. Kind of reminds me of the Tantrum that had, I think the oxygen had very small, and I think the Hannah did as well. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video. This has been the Tigerism Octave. Really nice looking set, to be quite honest. Thank you for watching, and we'll have plenty more videos to come. Bye-bye.